you and I met up on Sunday. You went. So your birthday was on Friday. Valentine's Day is your birthday.
Day, big day.
Big day. Went to New Orleans.
Went to New Orleans. No shows, no work. Vacation, baby.
Vacation
Taking
mode.
A little time off.
Tell us about
awesome.
that.
Oh, it was incredible. Valentine's Day is usually it's a big work day for comics.
It's a big.
One of the biggest days for live entertainment.
Shitty ass shows.
New Year's Eve and Valentine's Day. Because all the people who never go out. Every other day of the year, right? And so I'm usually working, and the money's usually pretty good. Like usually we have some a bunch of gigs, or like a hotel will do a big ballroom show or something like that.
It's always ticketed,
yes,
we're doing this comedy plus this,
which I think there's something about working on Valentine's Day that's so funny because if you're not single, your partner is pissed that you're working on Valentine's Day. If you are single, especially as a comic, it's just me up there being like, oh, so I'm single, LOL. And it's all, you look in the audience, love. It's just all happy couples.
Yeah, there's no
it is a room full of happy couples, and me being like, dating is weird. They're like, no, it's not.
No, we're happy. Actually.
We're in love.
We're pretty content.
We're all in love.
We did it. We figured it out. Yeah, we don't need to be
here. Dating crazy? Not really.
I think the people pay to be it's like people who watch NASCAR. I'm like, you're watching for the train wreck. You're watching. You're not watching.
They're going, bring us another single loser.
Yeah, you're watching for the fucking chaos. You're
that's
not watching
funny.
for. And I think with Valentine's Day it's the same thing. You're like, I'm coming to the show, but I'm like, I'm good.
That's
I don't
funny.
need to do this.
Yeah, we're happy.
We're happy.
Oh, you guys are in love and you want to laugh?
Yeah,
what don't you have?
What do you want?
Yeah, get him a couple drinks too. Yeah. So I happen to have no shows on Valentine's Day, and I usually am working.
Yeah.
And then I only had one other spot the weekend, and I've been getting an itch. Like we were saying about how cold it is.
Yeah.
I just went on Google Flights and looked at flights from Chicago. I just started looking at prices. I love New Orleans. Flights were super reasonable. I said, run it. We're going for the weekend.
That's also, this is a growth thing because we've been doing comedy for 10 years.
When I first told you this, you were like, you taken it back.
I know.
Growth.
But it's also good because
growth.
I'm like, there is a sign of the universe. Like if you don't have shows Friday and Saturday, like if I have one show I can cancel.
Yeah.
Do it. Take the weekend.
It's better. It's
so
better
rare.
to have. And you know what? After being gone for the weekend, I feel so.
Yeah. Now you're excited. To
Two
do
things
comedy
happened.
again.
Yes. When I was gone, I almost quit because I didn't do stand up for 2 days. I was like, I don't think I do stand up anymore. Yeah. And not only not doing stand up, but not even thinking about comedy for 2 days. I was like, y'all. If you have never ever not heard from me for 6 months, check New Orleans. I'm gone. I'm selling fentanyl. I am gone,
it's
bro.
It's stand up is something people are like, oh, don't you love it? I'm like, yeah, but also like.
But it's like double dutch. Once you're out, it's hard to get back in. But exactly what you were just saying. After 2 days away, I felt like I took a month off, and now I'm so excited to be back.
But that's
I'm
what's
refreshed.
good.
I have stuff to talk about.
Yeah, you gotta live your life.
If
you're only doing if you're doing stand up every day, you have no other content to talk about.
And for a while, that was my idea of fun. It was like I love doing stand up, and I want to. If you told me you could pick what you want to do on your birthday on Friday night, I'd want to do stand up, and I've done it for 10 years. And
now you're like, I have other.
You know what I want to do? I want to go.
I
want to go eat shrimp and listen to jazz and hang out. And I had the time of my life.
Is fucking. I mean, and what's cool about that city is what I always think of it. It's like Vegas, but without the. No one's trying to impress anybody.
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
yes,
it's exactly like that.
That's so accurate. And then what I always tell people is people go to New York or LA to chase their dreams. People go to New Orleans to give up. Yeah. It is a city full of people who have given up. And you could tell, because it's a big tourist town. Yeah. But you can tell the locals, they're wearing Crocs.
That'll go for with
Dockers and a white T-shirt. Yes. And, they just, no one cares. No one cares about anything.
But there's something almost like amazing about that.
It's liberating.
Nobody is trying to do anything.
Not a single thing.
And you go to LA, everyone's trying to make it. You go to Vegas, everyone's trying to stunt.
But the very act of living in New Orleans, you've given up. Yeah. You don't. Yeah. You want nothing.
If I lived there, I mean,
it's the best.
I would be dead in 4 years. I can't
100%.
imagine anyone's alive.
Well, that's something you see people there. Age doesn't count because there are people who are 30. They look 100. Yeah. There are people who are 100 who look 30. It's just like all over the place. Because there's these old guys, like people who like grew up there. They're like 150 years old, but they've been like bathing in the sea and eating shrimp their whole life, so they look 25.
Oh, so and it's also what's weird is like it's a city that's not supposed to be there. Like
100%.
It's supposed to be.
It rained one day. It rained one day that we were there, and it was like, y'all need it. Yeah, clean it up. Clean it up. This place is filthy, bro.
Get a hose in here.
Filthy.
But what's also funny is you were telling me this the other day is so on Bourbon Street, which is like the main party street, there's also strip clubs on Bourbon Street. And I'm like, I said this to you.
I didn't know that.
You obviously knew that. If you're going to strip club on Bourbon Street, you have a problem. I'm like,
no,
Bourbon Street,
I disagree.
Bourbon Street is already the height of ratchetness.
But that's why it's there. It's like it's a tourist attraction.
I get, but that's what I'm saying. Like, how much more heightening do you need? You need coke at that point. Like, you need something stronger than.
Oh, the strippers will offer it to you.
Yeah. But
Literally,
I'm saying,
they're like, do you want cocaine?
if this is not enough of a lift for you to be on Bourbon Street is insane.
Well, but it is. There's something about that whole city, and Bourbon Street is like, it's almost like so gaudy because it's like, but there are other parts of the city that are more like authentic, but Bourbon Street is like
it's a tourist trap.
It's like a tourist trap. It's like a caricature of itself.
Yeah,
where people know it's just people from all over the world know that's where you go to party. So it's like anything involved with partying. The bars are open 24/7. They serve. You could take drinks outside. It's Everclear. Everclear is in every drink.
That's what's crazy.
And then it's like you can get pot. You can buy drugs. It's a strip club. It's like if murder were legal, there'd be a place you could go in and kill a guy. It's everything you want. Everything you could possibly want. There is a thing
every
of it on
debauchery.
It's like you want a massage.
Every vice.
Yes, every vice. You can get it there.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's. It is like I'm kind of done with Vegas. I think about that. Like I'm like the next trip I go up, it's going to New York. Like Vegas is when you're younger and you're like, I'm trying to do a thing.
I'm telling you, if people who have never been, or if New Orleans is the place to be, baby. I love everything about it.
I had a couple. When you were there, I was jealous because I was like, fuck, I'm doing I mean, I was doing shows, but I was like, this is it's so rare that we get like a weekend to just to fuck off, and it was also
that's the other thing. I haven't taken a full weekend off of comedy. I couldn't tell you the last time I did.
Yeah, I mean, I tell people all the time, they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, I haven't had a Friday off in 5 years.
Yeah, and occasionally, like I'll get one Friday, like one of the days of the weekend off, and I'm like, oh, there's a concert I really want to go to or something like that. But the stars have to align just right.
And it's like one of those things where you don't know that far out.
Right.
Like
I booked stuff super last. This was the same thing. I booked the super last minute. But there's also part of me that's like, I finally feel like at a place in comedy where like the whole point of not having a job and doing stand up full time was like I get to make my own hours. Yes. I'm my own boss.
Set my own schedule.
And for the longest time since we've started doing stand up full time, that was the illusion. But really, you are beholden to when you're getting gigs.
Yeah,
I finally kind of feel where I'm like, no.
Yeah,
I'm in charge.
Yeah,
I'm not working today.
And it's like one of those things where like, if I don't have a gig and then two things cancel, I'm like, it's the universe telling me I should probably take this fucking
Or I'm like,
day
go
off.
ahead. Or like I won't book something. If there's like a concert I want to go to, or like a trip I want to go on, I won't book it till super late in case I get a good offer. I booked that New Orleans trip. I go, I dare you to offer me something.
Yeah.
I dare you to offer me $2,000 to do some gig. I dare you.
That's especially for you. I mean, we both have gone through periods of this, but you definitely are like, I'm someone who's like, oh, he's on every day. Like he's a guy. I think that's what people know us as like we're doing stand up every day.
And it's both. And now the mode I'm in more is like, I'll be on every day, and then when it's time to shut off, it's off.
And I hate people who are just on when they're off. I mean, there's so many people we know where like I'm like, you can't turn it off. You're off for 2 days, but you're like doing bits. I'm like, it's vacation now. Don't talk about comedy.
I was a different person.
Yeah,
I was a different person.
Probably happier, probably more
awesome.
Pleasant.
That's again. You almost never saw me again. So my buddy and I, who I was down there with, we're hanging out. Just doing the whole thing, watching live music. And honestly, if we're being like philosophical about like being an artist, I do feel like I learn stuff from like watching musicians.
Yeah, I that's the only thing. I go back and forth on comedy. Like obviously, watching comedy is important, but I think for me, I feel like I'm gonna pick up something.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use that as my own
more.
shit.
But I feel like I learn more watching
other artists.
Yes. I noticed this. Like I went to a concert in Chicago a couple months ago, and then even just watching like musicians in New Orleans. Like one thing that always frustrates me: so many musicians are so funny.
Yes,
it's something about the stage presence and the timing.
And people are
so
no. Here's
funny.
what it is. It's the rapt attention everyone in the crowd has.
Yeah.
If you do a song and
so
you
funny.
stop, and you're like,
you can hear a pin drop.
Hey, I'm just this next song.
Yes.
My mom died.
Yes.
I'm gay. And
it could be you're in the United Center, an arena. You can hear a pin drop.
And you're like,
I'm in a room of 40 people.
Kill for that
I'm
attention.
hearing coughing, talking, checking their phone, calling an Uber. Yes.
People eating pizza.
Yes.
I'm like, God damn it.
And music, you can talk over.
Oh, it's
So
so. I was trying to
Yes.
write a bit about this. I'm like, if you have a guitar strapped around your neck,
So
people
fun.
will listen. You
Yeah.
can say the dumbest shit.
100%.
You can be like, hey man, all
Listen
the,
to mo-
the
listen-
races should be separate.
Listen
You're
to
like,
most
this guy
songs,
gets
and
it.
here's the,
Yes,
I
guy gets
love music, but listen to most songs. It's they say something and they repeat it 5 times.
Yes.
It's all and like I tried to read a bit about this too. It's like if I did stand-up comedy the way music is done, I would be run out of society.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it would be me doing that and then literally going, if I did stand-up comedy the way music is done, I'd be run out of society.
But
And every time I repeated myself, not only do you not get mad, you cheer. It's the opposite.
you just give attention. There's just a respect
Yeah.
with music. You're
But
like,
and their musicians are very talented. They're more talented than us.
for sure.
But I've noticed that so many musicians are so funny. I don't know what it is. And the reason it frustrates me, I'm like, you're good looking, you can play an instrument,
Yes.
you can sing, and you're funny. It's
It's-
like I've never been doing stand-up.
I'm trying to do one of those things.
I've never been doing stand. It's like if I was doing stand-up and then I just ripped a flute solo
Yeah, exactly.
out of nowhere.
Oh,
Like
man.
I last time I was in New Orleans, I saw this band, this like jazz orchestra, and one of the best shows I've ever seen in my entire life. Man, they're just ripping, and they had a couple of bits they kind of played together as a group. It's like 12 guys, and just got a huge laugh out of the audience. They did this thing where like they all come out and then they're kind of playing like soft as they're getting started, and then they all of a sudden all pick up their horns and play one really loud note, and it shocks the audience and it gets a big laugh. It's like very
course,
uncomfortable.
yeah.
And then they kind of go back to that, and then again like 2 minutes later they build to the same thing. They all pick up their horns and then don't play. Gets a huge laugh. They haven't said a single word. They get a huge laugh. So that's funny. But then also, I've seen a lot of them, the between song, like riffing, where I'm like, why is this guy so fucking funny?
Yeah, it's just like, I think it's also because it's so much easier to like a musician, like the likability in stand up. You know, like you can get away with so much shit if you're likable in comedy.
Yeah.
You can be not that funny, but if you're
Yeah.
like, oh, people
That's
enjoy
true.
you.
Well, and the people came to see them. So
Yeah.
they're already like
You're
on
the
a
bill.
pedestal.
You're the bill.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a guy I saw in Chicago. He's like in a band I really, really like, and he has their fans love them. And he was playing acoustic, so he's like, when I'm by myself without the band, I have to tune my guitar, so I have to talk. So he filled a lot of time. He told a couple like stories from the road. I almost stayed at the end of the show to be like, you're funnier than half the comedians I know. I'm a professional comedian. You're funnier than half the comedians I know. He was so fucking funny. He's killing.
God.
I was like cackling. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
his stories are
And
hilarious.
it's like,
like,
I also think though, stand up is, I think it's when you're funny out of context, it's funnier. Like if you're at a
yeah,
if you're at
100%.
a if
it's the same way as like if I
Yes.
could play music a little bit at a stand-up show.
yes,
Yeah.
and it's like one of those things like it's hard to be funny where like people are coming to a comedy
Yeah.
club, they don't understand. But if you're just at a fucking party
Yeah,
and you're
right.
just like doing a bit,
You're right.
and people are like, oh, this guy's like the funniest person,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I'm just like
So
talking.
like you're saying like at a concert, you're expecting one thing, and
yeah,
they're
you're
like,
expecting
whoa,
music,
he can
and
also
you're like,
do this.
oh,
yeah.
he's also doing jokes.
It's like maybe you know what I'm gonna start doing instead of writing more jokes, I'm gonna juggle up. There.
yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna start my
Doing
clips.
nothing.
Y'all about to see viral clips of
You
me
just
talking.
start doing. You just start miming.
Yeah,
and
it's a
you're-
circus
yeah,
act.
yeah,
It's a circus
exactly.
act now. That's what I'm miming. Bro.
Oh,
if
that'd
I'm
be so
bombing, I just
funny.
start doing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all couldn't hear me because I'm in a box.
Yeah.